What's up, BC? Just going absolutely nuts here in the cosmic realm. Let me just get relaxed here for a second. That robot thing kind of stiffened me up a little bit. I want to be loose. I want to be loose for the VC. Anyway, just decided to shoot a little video. Got some vinyl finds here, and decided to show maybe a few more of the metal collection. I'm just kind of starting at the front in alphabetized order and just going back, showing a few at a time. So, yeah, I think that's what's on the agenda. Anyway, first off, this son of a bitch back here. Anyway, what we're listening to back there is one of my favorite '80s bands. You know, they were pretty popular. They didn't get a, they weren't huge, but I think they were a big part of the, you know, the MTV era stuff, new wave stuff. And that's The Fix. This album kind of came later. I think this is 89 maybe? 80. Oh shit, 82. I forgot. This is probably one of the first ones that came out. Yeah, because this has Red Skies on it, and that was their like first video, I think, on MTV. Red skies at night. Oh, 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 oh. Love that song, even though I just destroyed it. Also, another hit on this is Stand or Fall. Here's Band. Yeah, The Fix are awesome. I think his name is Ty Cronin, or oh, what the fudge? I don't have it here. But yeah, The Fix. That's what we were listening to back there. One of my favorite '80s groups. Gonna find that there's probably a lot of '80s stuff mixed in here. I happen to be on kind of a little bit of a like pop music bender, so no better place for pop music than the '80s. But I seen somebody show this recently. This is the Power Station. I think it was Dan, maybe, from Dan's Vinyl channel. Also think maybe a while back Peaches from the Vinyl Countdown may have shown this too. I almost picked up the Robert Palmer album that came out right around the same time, that, you know, the one with all the gals, the models dressed in black with the pasty makeup and stuff. But yeah, Power Station members Robert Palmer, like a white soul singer, and a couple of guys from Duran Duran, the Taylors. Looks like John Taylor and Andy Taylor. And you got Tony Thompson on drums. And this was basically a super group. Where the other guys in Duran Duran did Arcadia, which is an album I'd like to lay hands on. I think I know, I kind of got a beat on it, where it's at. So here's the band. And just in case you forget, it's 33 1/3 speed. Maybe that's the name of the album. Shit, I don't know. But yeah. Obviously the hits on this are Bang a Gong, the T-Rex cover. Also Some Like It Hot was another one. But there's some other ones on here that I really like. I like Murderous and Go to Zero. Those are pretty cool songs too. So yeah, a little Power Station, picked that one up. And I watched Dots and Loops. He's got a contest. Dan's got a contest going right now, and it's power pop groups. That's all you got to do, I think, is or maybe it's not a contest. Maybe he was just showing some power pop groups, I think. Yeah, I don't think it's a contest. Anyway, showed some great ones, and one of the kings of power pop is Cheap Trick. And so I have a couple of Cheap Trick albums. Decided to pick this one up that I didn't have. This All Shook Up. And this is a grand album. I think this came out in like 80. And this is killer power pop. I mean, this, I forgot about this record. This is just great from top to bottom. I love it. Stop This Game, Baby Loves to Rock, High Price of the Rhythmic. I mean, this is just all great pop songs. But yeah, got a little wear on the cover, but I'm telling you, the innards, the stuff that counts, the wax is supremo. So yeah, a little Cheap Trick. I got, in fact, I took Dan's advice. I ordered a couple of records he showed on that video. So yeah, you'll be seeing some of that when it comes. Picked this up yesterday. This is another 80s. This is 84. A group called Fashion. The album is called Twilight of Idols. This is, I would describe this as a, if I had to throw it into a genre, is like new romantics kind of stuff. You know, it's got some moody type stuff to it, but it's also got some crazy pop stuff and synth. I Talk is like a upbeat power, you know, poppy synth kind of song. Then the opening song on side 2 is called Delirious, and when I listen to the lyrics, and I also state your case tonight. I meant to turn it down, but it's a great song. Anyway, yeah, song side 2, track 1 called Delirious. As I'm listening to it, and the lyrics and even the pace of it, I think it's about somebody, you know, tripping too hard on maybe like ecstasy or something. But yeah, check it out for yourself. It's something like that. But anyway, yeah, some good songs on this. Like I said, kind of falls into your new romantics, the Human League, Spandau Ballet, stuff like that. It's good stuff. I mean, like I said, I'm a sucker for, if I see an 80s record, I'll pick it up, and you know, I need to clean this. It's a little dirty on the white, but I think I can get that off of there. I found a pencil eraser works pretty good. Anyway, this is just an oddity that I picked up the other day. Another 80s, kind of a, I don't know, I hate using terms that I'm not super familiar with, but kind of a new wave, like a post-punk. I don't even know if that's right, but it's got a punkiness to it. It's called the Zarkons, Riders in the Long Black Parade. This first caught my eye a few months back, and I just never pulled the trigger on it. I finally did. This is from like 84. And they do a really killer cover of White Rabbit from Jefferson Airplane. And there's songs on it called Screams in the Night, I'm Lovesick of the World, Darkness Syncopation, I Got a Hole in Me, Schizophrenia. You know, it's got some pretty weird stuff. And then look at the band there. I can't find a whole lot about the band, you know, when I'm looking around, but yeah, I'm digging this a lot. Dark, kind of dark content, spacey, new wave. Unfortunately, a warp. God, I was bummed. There is a warp, and otherwise the record is in such great shape, but it's got a pretty significant warp, and enough that it affects the first song. And you know what? I'm thinking about keeping it. I know that sounds bizarre, but I think I'm gonna keep it, and I think I'm just gonna go. I mean, these are some guys that it's got like just a little dip right here. It's just, I don't know if you guys are gonna be able to see that. It's just like one of those corner deals where it's just right there. But I think I'm gonna keep it. And these guys, I deal with them fairly frequently, so I'm hoping maybe they'll give me some store credit or something. I'm sure they'll make it right, but I'd like to keep the record. I don't want to see it go in the dump because I can listen to the rest of it and I like it. But anyway, Zarkons, obviously some weird cover there. And speaking of weird covers, I grabbed this. It was beat up, and I've looked through this collection here at this thrift shop here in town several times, and I don't know how I missed this. Clearing the back, stuffed in, probably because it's just a beater, but you know, so there's the upper gatefold. Anyway, I think there's a way to fix that. It's split, it's got some fray here, and got the divot there. But this is Graham Central Station, and I like to get my funk on once in a while. And this thing is crazy. Here's the band on the back, and they're all in like these, religious type cult like robes. Underneath it says, "Ain't no bow to doubt it." Yeah, I didn't screw that up. That's what it says. I know you think I did, but I didn't. It says, "Ain't no bow to doubt it." And then it's got a Bible verse, 1 Corinthians 15, 51, and 52. Talks about we shall not all fall asleep in death, but we shall be changed in a moment, in the twinkling of an eye, during the last trump. I think it's talking about like the second coming, like the rapture. The trumpet will sound, the dead will rise up incorruptible, and we shall be changed. And then if you look at the cover here, I mean, this totally looks like a kind of I don't want to say an apocalyptic event, but like a rapture type event where you've got your angels here, maybe Jesus or God or whatever, and there's the devil all chained up. I have no idea what is going on. Why is he like just got that goofy grin on his face? And these guys are all like, she seems like in sorrow, and some of them seem down, but this guy, he's like, no, check it out, dude. It's all good. I don't know, and I'm just not sure what's going on here. I'm gonna have to do a little more investigation, but the rest of the cities behind are on fire. His hair looks like chunks of charcoal. But anyway, yeah, I'm gonna do some digging around. I haven't even cleaned this yet to spin it, but I'm sure that there's something going on here, and I'll get to the bottom of this. There's a sign here somewhere. It's the end. The end of times. So yeah. I'll just give you another look there, but check that out. Graham Central Station. I don't even know if it's got a name. Oh, Ain't No Bow to Doubt It is the name, you dummy. Anyway, yeah, check that out. Alright, now just a couple things I picked up because of this power pop thing I've been on. The Raspberries, power pop from the 70s, featuring singer Eric Carmen. The opening track on this is Go All the Way. And I just remember it's on the Guardians of the Galaxy soundtrack, and it's and it's and I see when I hear this beginning of the song, the opening riff, I see the Peter Quill, Star-Lord's spacecraft, the Milano, just cutting through space while that song is opening up, and it's just it's kind of a very cool scene. But it's basically a song about, it starts rocking out, but it's a soft song about a guy who's been softening up his girlfriend for a while, and now he's asking her, to take the next step. Maybe he's doing it, tenderly. He's not trying to force anything, but yeah, it's a pretty cool song. Great love song. Brings back some memories of my younger days. But anyway, yeah, it's a killer album. Back in the day when they first released this part right here was like a scratch and sniff. Apparently, when you scratched it, it smelled like raspberries. I'm not making this up. Check my facts. I promise you. I know it sounds bizarre, but yeah, check it out. I think I'm correct. Anyway, so I picked that up for about $3, and I seen that they had this one too. I couldn't leave that behind. This is fresh raspberries. So yeah, I grabbed them both. This one's got "I Wanna Be With You" was the hit, and again, the guys looking pretty fly with their like Saturday Night Fever suits on, and the chains, and their hair all nice and coiffed, and your 80s, this typical 80s hair right there, parted in the middle and feathered back on the sides. That's right, I remember I had that hair, junior high. Another picture of the band right there, but some Raspberries, Power Pop original stuff there from the 70s. Picked this up too. This is Bubblegum Greatest Hits, and the reason I picked this up is I love anything this Bubblegum, and I'm gonna do a like a not an artist spotlight, but like a featured spotlight, genre spotlight on bubblegum music. And I know you guys, as hardcore psychedelic guys, might not want to admit this, but bubblegum is kind of a distant, either a step relative or maybe a second or third cousin. There's some crossover there, definitely, with some psych and bubblegum. I know. I'll make the connections when I do the video, but this has your typical bands on it: Ohio Express, 1910 Fruit Gum, Kaznet's Cats. That's basically the three that are on here. They got a couple, 2 or 3 songs by each one. But yeah, I got this because I'm going to do a spotlight. I got some other bubblegum stuff to show. Got your gum disc there, huh? This is volume 2. I didn't even see volume 1, so, but I got that one. Now that I've gotten you through the pop stuff here, gonna move on to the metal stuff that I know you want to hear, so, or see. You know, I just want to say that, you know, not a lot of these are grails. None of this is grails. You know, we all want to show stuff that's gonna, you know, impress and wow the crowd and everything. Of course I mean, that's what we want to do, but really what our focus is, I think, is just to show stuff that we like to listen to so other people can, you know, pick up on that, and maybe they can get turned on to it too. Which is a lot of the reason, I mean, like when I watched that Dots and Loops the other day, I was like, you know what, I'm going to go out and investigate some of those tunes that he's showing and pick up on it. So yeah. That's a great thing about the VC. It's such a great resource for if you're out there looking for music. So yeah. Anyway, before we get into the metal, I might just throw something on here. Don't look. You're not supposed to look, VC. Anyway, I won't. Blind Drop.
Take it, so make your move. Ignite me. Let it ride. Let it ride. Let it roll. Let it go.
You all know what that is. That's a little I'm starting in the D's here. Alright, this is what you metalheads or you hard rockin' 80s guys have been wanting to see. Here's some Def Leppard. Not their first album. On Through the Night, I believe, was their first effort, which is a cool album too, and I wish I had it. But this is High and Dry, and to be honest, I think this is my favorite Def Leppard record. Maybe Pyromania, but this is great. This is still, you know, hard rock and aggressive, hungry band. Yeah, just getting after it. I think I may have even shown this already once, but there you go on the back there. This is actually pre-Phil Collin. I think you still have Pete Willis on guitar. Yeah, that's him right there. And look at the brunette Joe Elliott there. Yeah. Rest in peace, Steve Clark there. But yeah. Rest in peace, Rick Allen's arm. Too soon? No, not too soon. Anyway, this is an absolutely killer album. Just some great stuff. And I was fortunate to pick that one up for cheap. And I might as well show this too on the Def Leppard. I got a couple copies of this actually. Oh god dang it. It's all coming, it's all falling apart on me. What the hell's going on here? I don't know what the hell's going on, VC. It's obviously Pyromania. We all know about this one. 83. Broke them out big time. I now have a couple copies of this. I've seen it around. I never used to see it at all. Now I see it all the time. So, but yeah, this is a little more polished than the High and Dry, but still you got your Unterglieben, Glauten, Globen. Everything on here is a hit in my book. I mean, it's killer. Billy's got a gun. He's on the run. Temptation in his eyes. Blind leads the blind. I don't know, something like that. Anyway, Pyromania. Shoot, I've been meaning to show this one for a long time. I keep forgetting about it. I was going to show it on the movie sound, the Eric Weinbender movie soundtrack thing, but I spaced it. But this is still in the shrink. In fact, it wasn't even open when I got it. But this is Decline of the Western Civilization Part 2, the Metal Years soundtrack. I know all you punkers out there, you dig on the Decline of the Western Civilization Part 1, the punk stuff. I find this to be the superior of the two films. Not just because I'm kind of partial to the music and the bands, but the content here is there's some entertaining stuff. There's some disturbing. I mean, it's a little bit of everything. There's humor, but yeah, this is definitely worth the watch if you can get this. I believe anybody who's into 80s hair metal must see make that 4 films. Decline of the Western Civilization, The Metal Years, Rockstar with Mark Wahlberg, which basically is the Ripper Owens Judas Priest story, except kind of they made it hair metal. But anyway, Spinal Tap, and oh shit, what was the other one? Yeah, it'll come to me. Rock and Roll Parking Lot, that's another one. But yeah, this is crazy. This has songs on it like Alice Cooper with Guns N' Roses, got Faster Pussycat on it, Motorhead, Armored Saint, Lizzie Borden, Megadeth, Queensryche, Metal Church, Rigor Mortis, Seduce. So yeah, it's not all hair metal here, folks. We got, you got a little bit of thrash in there, and yeah, so there's some decent stuff in here. Yeah, check this out. I was fortunate to get that. I think I got it on like from a Facebook group. Moving into some Dio, still in the D's here. This is Sacred. No, is this Sacred? Yeah, this is Sacred Heart. This, not one of the highly sought after Dio records. I mean, it's it's kind of soft. I guess if you want to say it's softer, I don't know. It's got more commercial or more audience-friendly stuff like Rock and Roll Children, but it's also got King of Rock and Roll, Fallen Angels. I mean, Hungry for Heaven's kind of a poppy. But yeah, this is a great. I love this record. Don't get me wrong. Anything with Dio is. I'm gonna pick it up if I see it. Speaking of which, I think I accidentally skipped over. I also have this other Dio. I think this is more of a. It's like an EP or a mini LP, I guess. It's live. It's called Dio Intermission. Got Dio. He actually did slay that dragon on stage. I've watched some footage of it, but yeah, this is some great stuff here. You got one of the Appice brothers. Which is it? Not Carmine. Vinny Appice. You've got Jimmy Bain. He passed away some time ago. On bass, you got the guy from I want to say it's Jeffria. God dang it! Get your facts right, dummy, before you start giving a. I don't know. I'll have to go back and you guys can correct me in the comments. And then they got the keyboard player too. I can't think of his name either. God dang it! I hate myself when I do that. But anyway, rest in peace, Ronnie Dio. And this is a good little pickup here. Staying with Dio, but moving into Black Sabbath. Actually, later called Heaven and Hell. This is Dio's turn at taking the helm in Black Sabbath here. Got Tony Iommi on guitars here. You got Bill Ward, Geezer Butler, and then you got Dio. There's kind of a cool sketch on the back there. I remember Dio saying that he was, most bands or most artists are lucky to put out one album that they consider their perfect record. And Dio in his mind, he thought that he had put out 3 records that he considers to be like perfection in his mind. This was one of them, Black Sabbath, Heaven and Hell. Also, Rainbow Rising, that was the other one. And, for shit's sake. Not Last in Line, Holy Diver, that was the other one. Yep. So anyway, yeah, this is a great record here. Heaven and Hell, obviously. Children of the Sea. Neon Nights. This is a great record. But then there's this that I picked up. This is, I've recently got this. I can't even remember where I got this in a collection. This even has the Co-op sticker from this store we used to have here in town, a record store back in the 80s called Co-op. God, that was a great store. But yeah, you've got this ominous cover with these like rumbling, bumbling, hooded people or creatures or whatever. I don't know what this doorway maybe it's got blood and this is just crazy. And this is a heavy record, man. I love this. This actually used to kind of scare me a little bit, actually. You got Exit, Bill Ward, Enter, Vinny Appice on this one too. So, but yeah, this is heavy duty. You got Voodoo, Falling Off. I mean, every song on here is heavy. Falling Off the Edge of the World, Voodoo, The Mob Rules. And then you've got something that used to freak me out. I didn't even know if I'd listen to it in the dark because I freaked out. Plus, I used to get a little of the old hoochie moochie. Anyway, Sign of the Southern Cross. The ending of that goes into this kind of intro called E5I50, and it's just creepy. Actually, it's sign of the Southern Cross, then what was it? E5I50, which I don't know what that means. I'll have to look at that. And then it goes into Mob Rules. And it's just the creepiest wah, 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 wah. And it's just like, I imagine these creatures like plodding towards me to grab me and drag me through this portal to some hellish underworld. But anyway, yeah, Mob Rules this is heavy stuff. It's awesome. But you guys already know that. This is starting to get long. I gotta pick up the pace here. Dirty Looks. Kind of this was towards, like, I think this was in the late 80s. Yeah, 88, another great year. Somebody showed this recently. I'm not sure who it was. Maybe, again, it might have been Dan's vinyl channel, but it's got the hype sticker. Somebody stuck it right on there. Can't Take My Eyes Off. This is kind of a Cool from the Wires, the hit, but the singer of this band kind of has like an AC/DC kind of voice almost, but you know, if you throw a little bit of you know, more aggressive metal rather than just a rock and kind of a sleaze rock. But yeah, this is great stuff. There's the band there. Obviously, these guys aren't messing around. I want to say maybe the singer or guitar player of this band might have died too. But yeah, good stuff here. Dirty Looks, love it. I actually picked this up just for you, Dan. I picked this up in St. Louis at Vintage Vinyl for $6. Moving into a little Dokken here. I'm gonna have to pick up the pace. This is Dokken Breaking the Chains. I believe their first out record. Look at the band. Look at Don Dokken with the bullet belt there. This is also Juan Crocier or whatever his name was, future bass player for Rat. But you got Wild Mick Brown on drums there, and George Lynch, the guitar virtuoso of the times. But this has got Breaking the Chains, Stick to Your Guns. I mean, this is great stuff. It's got a live Paris is Burning on it. And then that kicks right into this Tooth and Nail. Juan is out, and Jeff Pilson is in on bass. Still, you know, kind of a raw sound, maybe a little bit more, you know, starting to come into their own a little bit more. God, those guys look cool as shit. Tooth and Nail, Just Got Lucky. Alone Again, the ballad is on this. But yeah, George Lynch, incredible guitar player. Absolutely incredible. Yeah, he kills. But that's Tooth and Nail. And a lot of people poo-poo on this record, but I don't give a shit. I love everything about this record. This record takes me to a time in my life where this could have been a soundtrack. It takes me to a girl. It reminds me of a big move to a different state. I just uprooted and took off to Arizona. Lived with a girl for a while and some people. You know, ran at some I mean, this is the kind of music that got me through a lot of tough times. So, and I don't give a shit. I like the cover. I think they look amazing. But yeah, Dokken, Under Lock and Key, Unchain the Night, The Hunter, In My Dreams is the ballad on this one. It's Not Love, a great song about a stage 5 clinger. Look, Don Dokken must have had himself a stage 5 clinger he couldn't shake. A girl that just wouldn't get the message, apparently. But yeah, great record. I don't care what anybody says. Love it. This is proven hard to find sometimes. is Back for the Attack. Original inner sleeve. Great condition. Pulled a $5 out for it. Bought it for $5. Couldn't believe it. Got a little wrinklage right here. It was tucked in the album, kind of snug. But you still got the band intact here at this time. But I think you're looking at a band in turmoil. But the vinyl is in great condition. But yeah, you're looking at the soundtrack of a band imploding. I used to say that Don Dokken and oops, I'm not trying to do that. And George Lynch never got along real well, and but I always thought that the animosity between the two guys was what kind of drove that band. Unfortunately, they couldn't hold it together. But yeah, that's the D's. Some good stuff there to chew on for a while, guys. But yeah, I'm gonna cut this long. But anyway, yeah, I'll keep showing a little metal here and there. I'm gonna have a couple things coming up. I'm gonna do a show some pop records that I got coming. I'll do the bubblegum music spotlight. I'll keep showing the metal, and I've got some other stuff that I picked up. I just didn't want to show it yet today. And I got some VCLT to send out. I got some busy stuff going. But anyway, kept you long enough here, guys. This is Brian from Cosmic Vinyl. You guys have a great night. Have a great day tomorrow. And peace be with you. Oh, shoot. I forgot to make my bed. Dang it. Better get on it.